Somebody was asking, how do I know if my 401k is junk? All 401ks are junk, but they're kind of a necessary evil for the average person because that's how they save the majority of their money. But you're giving up control of your money. You're putting it into a place that you can't touch for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. You're literally doing things with your money that you would never, ever do with things that money buys. Would any of you buy a car today, your dream car, and right before you're getting ready to get the keys and get in the car and drive, you say to the dealership, hold on a second, I can't drive this car for 5, 10, or 15 years. Or would you buy your dream house with your significant other, and right as you get the keys to go live in your dream house, you say to your significant other, honey, hold on. We can't move into the house. We gotta treat our money and our purchase the same way we treat our money. We can't move in for 5, 10, 15 years, sweetie. I'm sorry. Dude, your ass would be divorced. But that's what you do with your money. We laugh about that statement, but that's exactly what you do with your money. You put your money in a place where you tax deduction on today's dollars, which is not what you want. You want to not pay tax on the future dollars, the harvest, but you instead take the deduction on the seed, not the harvest. And then you put your money and you leave it there for a long period of time. So all 401ks are junk. The offerings in most 401ks are high fee mutual funds. So here's what you should be looking for in your 401k. And I talk about this all the time. What you should be looking for is you should be looking for government bonds or AAA rated corporate bonds, and put a large percentage of your current allocation into those bonds, or even cash. I found a lot of 401ks don't even have cash anymore. Like, you can't even put your money in a money market anymore inside your 401k, which I don't know when that happened. When I was an advisor, every 401k had a money market option. It was mandatory. Not anymore. That's not mandatory. So then what do you do with new monies going in? Money that you're putting in for your paycheck. Put it in the highest risk thing. Put it in the S&P 500. Do you know why? Because when it goes down, that's what you want to be buying. You want to buy low and sell high. And if you move money from risky assets now to safe assets like AAA rated bonds or US government bonds, you're actually selling high and then buying low, because bonds right now, even though I wouldn't say they're at a low point, they're pretty low compared to everything else. Buy low, sell high, and don't lose money. But what do most people do? Buy high, because it feels good to buy right now, doesn't it? Oh, the market keeps showing up. I'm just going to keep buying. So they buy high, and then when the market drops, what do? Sell low. And what's the result? You lose money. Take your pick. Draw the line in the sand. What side do you want to be on? You want to be on the Warren Buffett side, buy low, sell high, don't lose money? Or do you want to do what everybody else is doing and follow the sheep, which is buy high because it feels good and because that's what your advisor told you to do. That's what everybody else is doing. So I'm just going to follow the herd. How's that worked out for most people? People are very good at making money. All of you watching are very good at making money. You know how to go make money. You know how to build wealth. You know what you suck at? Keeping it. That's it. Stop working on building wealth and start working on keeping the wealth you have and having the money you currently have work for you in a very smart way. That's what the wealthy do, and that's what you need to do. All right, what else do we want to talk about, Stephen? We got a lot of stuff on here. We got the Death Star.
Well, crypto is always a hot topic.
Okay, well, let's talk about crypto, because that's an important one. And a lot of people right now are a bit scared of crypto because is it still selling off? Where are we? I haven't even looked at it.
It seems to me like it's been the last month or so. It's kind of been between like 45,000 and 53,000. And it's been kind of hanging right in that, like right around 50,000, up or down a couple grand. It's just, it moves so quickly. It's hard to keep up with. You close your eyes and it's swinging 5,000 points one way or another, $5,000 one way or another. So that's what's been going on the last month or so. Litecoin yesterday had a pretty big pop. Did you see that?
Litecoin? I did. And I saw a chart talking about Litecoin and how much that's gone up since the beginning. That's pretty substantial.
So what happened is Litecoin actually, somebody wrote a fake news article. I'll pull this up. So somebody published a fake news article saying that Walmart partnered to accept Litecoin at all Walmart stores. And then it got spread by Bloomberg and Reuters and then CNBC.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
And so
no one fact checks anymore?
Nobody fact checked anything. Welcome to the mass media, media these days. So the Litecoin went sky high, and then they came out and Walmart was like, guys, we don't know what you're talking about. And it fell right back down to where it was basically. So that was kind of fun earlier this week. Was anybody involved in the Litecoin pop?
It doesn't look like it. But, you know, and it's kind of funny. Colleen said Bitcoin is at 48,000 today, which I buy Bitcoin. So my buy-in, I buy every week. So I buy Ethereum and I buy Bitcoin every week. But I only buy $200 of each one every single week. But then when Bitcoin comes down to around 40,000, I put a chunk of money in. And I've been playing this $40,000 and $50,000 range. And yes, we broke through that range. I sold. You know, people went up and it kept going and we thought it was going to go to the moon and it's pulled back. And for some reason, Bitcoin does not seem to want to break out of this channel. You guys can do your own research, but pull up the chart on Bitcoin and just look at it. It has literally played between 40,000 and let's just say 49 or 50,000 the entire time. It's just ping-ponging. Sure, it drops a little below, it goes a little above, but it doesn't like it up there. It gets up there and it's like, I don't like this. I'm going to come back down into that range. So a really good way to make money in Bitcoin is just play those ranges while we're in that range. Play the 40 and the 50. Now, right now it's at 48. So does that mean you buy or you don't? Well, you don't, because it's at the high part of the range. You've only got a $2 spread to hit the $50,000 mark. So I would wait for it to come down a little, which here comes that patience, and I would buy there. Yeah, and it's funny. I got to comment on this because, you know, we're always looking for somebody on one of the channels to kind of look, you know, we like to argue a little bit and have some fun. And we finally got the opportunity today. So somebody said on TikTok, after all of that, you're pushing 30-year bonds. First off, where am I pushing 30-year bonds? I'm just putting my money in 30-year bonds, whether or not you do or not. I just don't know anywhere else to take and put my money outside of privatized banking policies. Okay, so I'm not pushing 30-year bonds. I'm simply telling you the obvious, but you are obviously too smart over here on TikTok. I'm going to talk to you down here. You're obviously too smart with your little 3 skulls that you put, and you know something that I don't know, and I am always willing to learn. I am a perpetual student. So please teach everybody where they should be putting their money if there's someplace safer than 30-year or 20-year U.S. Treasury bonds. I'll wait. I'm patient.
And then go and get educated about how bonds work in the inverse relationship of up and down moves with the interest rates.
Come on, Mr. Cooker. Like, you're so smart. What do you got for us, man? All that and you're pushing 30-year Treasury bonds. Well, dude, I don't know where else to put money that's safe right now. I don't like anything right now. Hell. Come on, Cooker. Teach us, indulge us, tell us. Come on, man. You're so smart. You know something I need to know. Where do we put our money, dude? Where? This is where patience comes in and gets really annoying. People love to make comments and then they hide behind their computer and don't come out and say anything. So I'm just waiting for this guy to tell us where to put our money because he waited this whole time and then was upset of the answer. Like, sometimes the answer isn't the answer we want in life, folks. Sometimes where we have to go and the place of what we're supposed to do isn't where we want to go, isn't what we want to do. Maybe it takes more work to do that. But if that's the only place, then what do you want me to say? Because I'll tell you, shit's a mess right now. And if you can't see it, you're blind. So Mr. Cooker, come on, dude. I'm waiting. We're all waiting. Some people are saying crypto. I agree. Crypto's a great place to store capital, but it's very volatile. So if you can't handle the volatility of crypto, then you don't want to be putting your money into crypto. I think crypto is a great place for people to store their capital, but do understand this. Crypto and the stock markets are correlated. They are not non-correlated. And what does that mean? When the markets go up, crypto goes up. When the markets go down, crypto goes down. Look at it. It's maybe not directly correlated like the S&P and the Dow Jones, but they're definitely correlated. So when the whole market crashes, crypto will go down with it. But I would say that's a good bet for some of you younger folks that can handle the risk and the volatility of crypto. That'd be a good place to put your money. So come on. Well,
I'll say this, Chris, I'll say this about crypto. If you really want to learn crypto and not just kind of trade the up and downs, like Chris is talking, like 45 to 50 and back and forth, or go in the long game and just buying, dollar cost averaging in each week. Spencer Montgomery is one of the top crypto experts in the United States, a millionaire from crypto, and he'll be joining us on our 3-day training as well. So if you want to learn more about crypto, he's going to really get into the details and the weeds on crypto investing with you on October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Somebody, there's somebody on here talking about XRP. I've heard that one before. What exactly is
I've been hearing so many different coins lately. Like I've been hearing about this Hex coin coming out, this Cardano coin. There's so many different ones. Ethereum 2.0, Bitcoin, Litecoin, et cetera, right? And then you got the Doji coins and they call them the shit coins and all those. Like, where do you go? Like, which one makes sense? Like, why? So there's so much to it.
I agree. And somebody here on Instagram, actually, it's Michael Brightside Official. You guys should check him out. So he said, I keep saying don't put your money in banks. I mean, clearly you're going to put your money in banks. There's really not many other options in this country. So your money's going to end up in a bank. What I'm saying is just don't keep all of your money in the bank. Put it in the bank. That's going to be your central holding place, and move it out. But then what Michael made a comment on, and I kind of like this. He says, well, if you hate banks, what do you think about credit unions? So let's dissect banks, because not all banks are the same. You got your big conventional banks, your Wells Fargo's, your Bank of America's, and the rest of them. But then you've got a couple layers underneath. You've got your community banks, okay, which in every single community, there's community banks, and you got credit unions. I would definitely say those are much smarter and safer than putting your money in traditional conventional banks. The big banks are always the first ones to go down. Don't believe me? 2008 proved it. The big banks were the ones that got hurt, not the little community banks. They were pretty insulated from the whole 2008 thing. Sure, it hurt them, but they didn't have the issues that the banks did, because the big banks are highly leveraged, always have been. Banks might be the smartest when it comes to how to move money, but they're also the stupidest because of the unnecessary risk they take, because they all have stockholders, greedy stockholders, who constantly want more and more and more. So the banks keep taking more and more and more risk, and then eventually they get to a point where they can't sustain. And that was 2008, and that will be what's coming again soon. If you don't think banks are going to go belly up on this next one, well, get some popcorn popped, grab your favorite soda, sit around and watch the show unfold, because it will happen. Right, Cash? Yeah, even Cash knows this stuff. Cats are sometimes a lot smarter than we actually give them credit for. They're done talking to you. All right, so what else we got to talk about? We didn't really talk about Burry, Michael Burry. You guys have all seen the movie The Big Short. And in The Big Short, he got it right. But he took a lot of shit getting it right. And he lost and lost and lost, but he kept holding out, and he ended up making tons of money. He is so bearish on the market right now. Why? Now, just because he got it right once doesn't mean he's going to get it right again, but I think he's more right than he is wrong. Ray Dalio, follow him. Ray Dalio. If you guys are, really looking for somebody who's got a nice neutral position, follow Ray Dalio. He operated the largest hedge fund in the world. So he knows a thing or two. Follow him. Listen to what he's saying. He doesn't like what's going on out there. He just takes more of a neutral stance on it, more of a diversification standpoint. So these are the things that you really need to look at. But again, back to the banks, if you got money at conventional banks, any sizable amount, play the cup game. Here's the one thing I always tell people to do. You guys have all seen, right, the cups with the ball in it. Like, oh, it's not in this one. It's not in this one. If you've got all your money in one bank, stop it. Take that money and spread it out over many banks. Open up a credit union, open up a community bank, move your money and spread it out over several banks. And also don't forget your own privatized banks, which are nothing more than giant mutually owned insurance companies. Watch our other videos to learn about that, or come to the training. We'll teach you all about how to set your private bank up. But you're so much more insulated if you move your money throughout several banks, because then if there's ever a run on the banks, all you got to do is get in your car and you just stop off at all the banks and keep less than $10,000 at each one of those banks. Keep like $9,500 or whatever at each bank. And then just go on a run yourself and just say, all right, I'm going to stop off at the commercial bank. Then I'm going to go to the credit union number 1, credit union number 2, community bank number 1, community bank number 2, and just collect all your cash. You'll have no issues, and nobody's ever going to put that big stop and that big squeeze on your money like they did back in 2000. It was just last year in COVID. You couldn't get your money out of the banks. It took a miracle for you to pull all your money out if you had over 10 grand. I know some of you had to have tried that, because I know a lot of people that tried that and they couldn't get their money out. So that's what you can do, Michael, is you can kind of move your money around and diversify amongst many banks, primarily credit unions and community banks. I hope that helps. What else we got, Steven? I know we're running out of time here, but we got anything else we want to hit on?
Yeah, I just wanted to get everyone's opinion on one thing, because technology is the future, right? So technology drives a lot of what we do and determine to do, whether it's electric vehicles to eliminate fossil fuels, whether it's, solar power, but, Facebook, social media, Instagram, they were taking a lot of heat in the last couple of years because of their decisions to, silence certain people or, kind of get certain content or opinions and maybe drive it down where the interactions aren't as strong. So it's just curious to see where social media goes from here, because there's an article that just came out from the Wall Street Journal that basically says Facebook knows Instagram is a toxic place for teen girls. Company documents show its own in-depth research shows a significant teen mental health issue that Facebook plays down in public. And I just saw another article come out talking about internal emails and how basically the Facebook guy, I feel like I have brain fog right now. The Facebook guy, I just read his name.
Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah, Zuckerberg. Thank you. So Zuckerberg, was aware of all this stuff happening and basically said, I don't want to fix it. So where do these social media companies go? I mean, they're getting in all kinds of trouble, or they're getting in all kinds of heat, I should say. And then things like this are coming out. So is social media a positive for society at large, or is it something that we really need to control? But here's the problem. It gets back to control. Do we want the government to step in? Because what's going on with China right now? China came out and said they are going to limit gameplay for kids to 30 minutes a day on systems like PlayStation and Xbox. And now they're coming out this week saying they're going to stop allowing these video game companies to sell video games in China. So where's the fine line? Is this something that we need to take a step back? Is that at a parenting level when it comes to social media, when it comes to video games? Is it something that's unavoidable? Is it something that you think should be, maybe under some kind of rules and regulations? Like, where do we go from here with technology and things like that?
Yeah, that's a great way. I mean, there's so many unknowns, and we don't have the answers for everything. Literally, like what the F happened is just a week in review of all the crap. We just happen to have a whole lot of crap happening out there in the world. I mean, we can't solve all the problems, and nor should you try to. Pick something you're passionate about and put everything you got into solving that problem for somebody else. That's the secret. You can't solve every
technology.
Problem.
It's nonstop.
Yeah.
Look at this. So this is a new article. Lab-grown woolly mammoths. Lab-grown woolly mammoths could walk the earth within 6 years if this geneticist startup succeeds. What do you think about that?
Oh my God, woolly mammoths are finally coming back. But you know what? Why are we focusing on bringing woolly mammoths back when there's so many beautiful animals that we have literally made extinct from Earth? Why don't we start bringing some of those beautiful animals back that we have made extinct from this earth before we bring back a woolly mammoth? Now, hey, listen, I'm all about seeing some woolly mammoths roaming around. They look pretty sweet, and I bet you they're a pretty docile animal. But after the woolly mammoth, what comes next? Right. The velociraptor, the T-Rex? I mean, why do we always want, the big prehistoric animals to be brought back when we really should just be focusing that technology on bringing the beautiful animals that we've destroyed? Why don't we bring them back? And, the first place, I think we really need to start putting some focus and, hey, to each their own. Honeybees. Like, we got to save the honeybee because when those are gone, we are gone. That's it. That tiny little buzzes around and lands on flowers. Don't you dare ever kill one of those, because every time you kill one of those, you're killing all of us, because that is the fastest way to extinct human beings, is to kill the honeybee. But that's my 2 cents on that one. Outside of that, I am not an expert, but I'm all for the woolly mammoth coming back, man. Bring that son of a pup back. And if in 6 years, my daughter can see a woolly mammoth in the flesh, awesome. But let's draw the line as to what we're going to bring back next, because I think we should just start with the animals that we took off this earth.
All right, I got one last news in the tech sphere, and then we can start wrapping things up. This was something that I found fascinating. We're actually doing a live event in November in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is just an unbelievable place. I could go there and literally walk around all day long, 10 miles, and just like observe the incredible casinos and just the diversity of people that are walking around. So they're building a new project right now. It's going to be called the MSG Sphere. It's a joint project between Madison Square Garden and one of the Vegas casinos. So it's a $1.8 billion performance venue, unlike anything you've ever seen. So the entire sphere is going to be made out of LEDs. So they're going to be able to turn it into whatever they want, even up into turning it black, where at nighttime, you won't even be able to see it. It's going to look like there's nothing there, like it's invisible. And they're going to be able to do all these crazy different scenes on it. It's just going to be an unbelievable. So if you want to check this out, go to vitalvegas.com. Everything you need to know about the MSG Sphere. Watch this video right here of what this thing is going to be able to do. It is absolutely fascinating. So technology is not slowing down. Technology might be where it's at, but we have people like Michael Burry telling us that tech is a huge bubble that's going to come crashing down. So what happens from here? That's the fun of being able to discuss it, hear your opinion, get our opinions, and we'll see what happens and as this plays out. But all I know is you need to have control of your money. So no matter what happens, ups, downs, whatever the timing of it is, you're ready to take advantage of it, and you're ready to create financial success for you and your family into the future.
Absolutely. The biggest opportunity of all your lifetimes is right around the corner. We don't know exactly when it is, but it's coming. We can see it, and that is a fact. So get ready for that opportunity. If you want to better your situation, stockpile cash. Stop spending every penny you make on frivolous, stupid things. Start living within your means. And this isn't easy to do, but if you can work toward living on 20% of your income. Most people would never be able to do that, but if you can, that would be the way, just for a short period of time, and stockpile the rest. And where do you keep it? Remember the shell game, the cup game, spread it out over many banks, learn from us how to set up your private banking policies, like put it there, but just save anything you can. Maybe you're thinking about going out and buying the new car. Just wait a couple years, because cars are really expensive right now. The used car market is way overpriced. So if you're thinking about it, just wait, because that opportunity, when it hits, believe me, you're going to want to partake in it, but you don't want to be looking at the opportunity when it's here being like, darn it, I wish I would have saved some money. I wish I could. I should have. Don't play that game. Get ready now for what's coming, because it's going to happen much sooner than we all want. And I'm not super excited about this, but it's coming and I'm getting ready. And when it happens, I'm not going to be fully ready for it. Nobody will be, but I'll be more ready than most. And that's what I hope for all of you, is that you guys get ready. You start living within your means, and you start understanding the opportunity is not right now. The opportunity is coming. What you're doing right now is just white noise. It's just you wasting time and energy to do things, to really kind of trade in this tiny little realm of making money. You need to be patient, just like Warren Buffett was. And you need to then pounce once he pounces. And if you do that, your future will be much brighter. All right, if you like that video, make sure you check out this video right now. And also, don't forget, subscribe to my channel, and don't ever forget to smash that alert button. We'll see you on the next one.